Okay, it has been a very crazy 48 hours for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Um, so news are coming out. The next head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars is going to be expected to be Liam Coen, the offensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, someone who has been instrumental in, the success of Baker Mayfield, Tampa Bay's ability to run the football this season, and really helping the Buccaneers get to the playoffs. And he's someone who's from the Sean McVay coaching tree. I'm a big fan of Sean McVay. I won't say no to that. And also, the way we got here, though, is just so bizarre and so crazy. And I thought Ben Johnson taking the job in Chicago, it sucked at the time. But it was also very strange he didn't have an in-person interview with Chicago. He just took the job right away. That's a bit odd. But Liam Coen, on the other hand, oh my God, what in the world is... So he was supposed to have... This is how... Let's recap everything, shall we, folks? He was supposed to have an in-person interview, a second interview, if you will, Wednesday. Well, come Wednesday, I want to say this was about 10 o'clock-ish Central Time. I'm from Missouri, so it's about 10 o'clock Central Time. And Liam Coen decides he's going to take his name out of the coaching race in Jacksonville, which seemed very telling and really putting a bad name on Trent Baalke, who was the general manager at the time, who everyone knew should have been fired by then. Everyone knew he was difficult to work with. Everyone knew that coaches were not going to want to come to Jacksonville if he was the general manager. Well, it spoke extreme volumes to the Jaguars that Liam Coen, who didn't have any head coaching offers from any other team, decided, I'm going to take my name out of this race. It spoke a lot that it was the time was now to get rid of Trent Baalke. Well, after that happens, that Liam Coen takes his name out, they actually fired Trent Baalke. And I'm excited, elated. I'm free, as I always told everyone. I'm so excited the fact that he was gone. I didn't think it was actually going to happen, or at least I didn't think it was going to happen until after the draft. But no, Shah Khan finally did it. He pulled the trigger. He said, screw it. I can't do this anymore. I can't afford to lose out on a good head coach candidate. So they parted ways apparently mutually, which I don't know how I don't know how I feel about that, but so I think, okay, they got rid of the head coach, or not a head coach, excuse me. They got rid of the GM, Trent Baalke. Supposedly, then that means they're going to try to go, they're going to have these interviews with Patrick Graham on Thursday, Robert Saleh on Friday. They're going to have an interview, or at least they're supposedly going to be having planned interviews with Joe Brady and Kellen Moore when they become available. Okay. But then, like at freaking 5 o'clock Central Time, I'm watching a live stream, Louis T Network, the Louis T Network podcast. Shout out to my man Louis T. Good luck to your Commanders this Sunday. And I should, I guess, also say thank you to your Commanders for limiting the Buccaneers so we can hire Liam Coen. But But I was watching his podcast and I'm sending some super chats letting him know, about my whole gripe about Trent Baalke and how I'm happy he's gone. I'm interested to see who they go after at head coach and GM and all this and that. As I'm watching his stream, this news about Liam Coen comes back up. This man snuck his way into Jacksonville and is having these secret conversations with him after Trent Baalke gets fired to be their head coach. What the hell is going on? This is all happening in like 48 hours. Like, what is going on? Now, as I'm recording this, no deal has been like written on paper. Nothing has been like super finalized, but it has been reported that unless something drastic happens, that it's going to be Liam Coen being the next head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, which I'm excited for. I know a lot of Jaguar fans are excited about that. If you're Tampa Bay or their fan base, I do feel bad for you guys. I do, because you had hope that I know you guys really wanted to keep Liam Coen. I really know you guys wanted to keep Liam Coen. But, unfortunately, this is the kind of thing that happens. When you have a really good offensive coordinator, teams are gonna ask him about being a head coach. That's just kind of what happens. And unfortunately for Tampa Bay, Todd Bowles has now been their head coach now going into his fourth year. He's going to have another offensive coordinator. 2022, he had Byron Leftwich, then he had Dave Canales, and then he left to go be the head coach in Carolina. You brought him Liam Coen. Now he's on the verge, it hasn't been official yet, but he's on the verge of being the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach. And now you're probably going to have to find another offensive coordinator. And yeah, I feel bad for them, but at the same time, you can't really blame Liam Coen. I mean, how often are you going to be offered a head coach of an NFL team? Realistically, there's only these 32 jobs. People always bring this up. There's only 32 of these jobs. They don't always become available. You got to take them when you can. And I know people like Ben Johnson have been very patient about where they've been very selective of where they want to go to be a head coach. But sometimes, man, I mean, hey, Liam Coen, this might have potentially been, it's not guaranteed he's going to be doing great things in Tampa Bay next year. It's not set in stone and guaranteed. So good for Liam Coen to go out and say, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to be a head coach. I know I said I was going to be the OC in Tampa Bay, but I was basically offered I can't really do the air quotes, better job. There you go. There's your air quotes. A better job, if you will, in Jacksonville, that being a head coach instead of an offensive coordinator. And I get to pick my own GM, apparently. I get a bunch of power in the building. I can't blame him. That's how often are head coach candidates offered something like that? So, man, there's so many emotions I want to go about, but I'll let you guys go on by your day. There were so many things I wanted to talk about this week, but God, Jacksonville just made it so chaotic. He was like, oh man, I want to talk about how the fact that Liam Coen's not coming back. Oh, wait a minute. Now I need to talk about Trent Baalke getting fired. Oh, wait a minute. Now Liam Coen might be the head coach. Oh my gosh. I really hope this news actually becomes official by the end of tonight. Just so I don't have to oh my God, go through this roller coaster, staying up late and getting up in the morning, figuring out, is it done yet? Is it done yet? Is it done yet? Because we Jaguar fans have been through this before with Byron Leftwich. We all thought we were getting him as our head coach, and then he wasn't going to be our head coach, and that was a disaster. But Yeah, that's my thoughts. I am the Cubone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time. What are your thoughts on Liam Coen being the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach? I'd say, yeah, I'm all for it.